I'm Arvin Vohra, and today I'm going to be discussing welfare and charity. This weekend is the Students for Liberty Conference in Washington, D.C., and it's going to bring together libertarian activists, both students and non-students from all over the country for this amazing conference. Now, one of the things that you're going to see at this conference is that almost everybody there is going to be opposed to government welfare. Now, that's a strange thing to say. I mean, aren't most students the recipients of charity? Don't most college students have at least part of their tuition paid for by their parents? And if not, if they're paying for their college tuition, didn't somebody at some point pay for something for them? I mean, maybe their parents, maybe somebody else. We're all born infants, and none of us as an infant, not even Bill Gates, is able to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps at that age. So isn't it hypocritical for a college student to be opposed to welfare? I don't think it is, and to me it's an issue of practicality. It's an issue of effectiveness. I work in education, and in education, when you're a teacher, there's two types of students that you can deal with. Some students are extremely self-motivated. They're super smart, they're super hardworking, they're super ambitious, and all you need to do is you need to give them a book, and they can probably just do the class on their own. Or you just need to read the book aloud, write some notes on the board, and that's all you need to do as a teacher. Teaching those kind of students is extremely easy. And then there are students who need a lot more. They need almost like a transformation. They're D students, they're F students, and they need some kind of a mechanism, or something much more intensive that can transform them from a D student to an A student. That's actually my area of expertise. That's what my programs are all about. It's a difficult process. It's not easy. It's a lot harder than teaching advanced students, which I also do, but it's much, much harder, and it requires a lot more skill and a lot more nuance. And you need to have creativity and flexibility. You need to be able to be free to innovate and come up with new ideas. In my business, that's curriculum and software. And other people who work in the same industry have come up with all kinds of amazing innovations to help that kind of transformation happen. I believe it's one of the reasons that the private sector has been so effective in this area is because in the private sector we have the freedom to try different things out and we're also kind of held accountable. If my program, for example, can't deliver, the clients will just find another program that can. So in education, you have these two types of education. There's the easy education and the hard education. And the hard education, that's really an area where the private sector shines. I believe in charity you have something similar. There are some people who are hardworking people who just through a series of unfortunate bad luck need for a short period of time some financial assistance. That's easy welfare. I've met people who've received that kind of welfare. It's not hard to do that kind of welfare. You essentially need to hand somebody some money, and they'll take care of the rest. They just need a little bit of help to tide themselves over. Then there's the harder cases. There are cases where, people either through their upbringing have received for whatever reason such a negative approach to life, such an impractical approach to life that they actually need much more help. They need a lot more than what traditional welfare is going to be able to offer. They need a kind of almost like a life coach, some kind of much deeper guidance. And it's not just they need something warm and fuzzy. They might even need someone to really push them hard to turn their lives around. I mean, nobody wants to be on welfare, and that's not plan A for anybody. So a good charity system, if you will, what that would do is it would actually work to get people off of welfare, not to keep people dependent on it. Now, in that area, I believe that is an area that requires genius and innovation, creativity and flexibility, all the hallmarks of the private sector. I believe that charity is a skill. Charity is not just something that we do to make ourselves, feel less guilty or something like that. It is a skill. It is an art. It is a science. And some people are good at it, and some people are bad at it. I believe the Gates Foundation is good at charity. I believe Kiva and Citizen Effect are good at charity, as are many religious organizations through the years have been good at charity. Many cultural organizations are good at charity. Many private organizations are good at charity. Many non-denominational, non-religious organizations are good at charity. They are skillful when it comes to charity. And when I say being good at charity, I don't just mean raising money. I mean helping people turn their lives around, not just giving somebody a fish, teaching them how to fish. I believe that in the last 60-some years since the foundation, since the beginning of welfare, that the government has shown that it is not good at welfare. It is not good at charity. In the same way that the government has created the most expensive and one of the worst educational systems in the entire world, it has done the same thing with our welfare system. Our welfare system is not good at what it does. It is not good at charity. I believe that in order to actually get this done, and here's the really important part, any dollar that we spend on welfare is money that we cannot spend on charity, that we can't spend on a private, more effective charity. Now, if that money was coming from the moon, I would say by all means, more welfare would be the correct answer, but it's not. Any money that we spend there cannot be spent somewhere else. We have a limited amount of money that we can spend on charity, and I believe that we should spend it on charity that works.